Hey guys, I'm Jayda, and this is
Slit Stepper, aka Jay.
And today we're doing a podcast. How are you feeling?
Great, abundant. How about you?
I feel good. So a lot of people don't know that it's easier to forgive others rather than yourself. So what's something you haven't forgiven yourself for yet?
Something I haven't forgiven myself for is operating out of trauma. A big reason why I carry myself the way I do now, focus on righteousness, is because I used to project a lot onto people. My circumstances, my anger, my emotions, because I wasn't as emotionally intelligent, so I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. I used to just project onto people. And now that I have the level of reflection, like, I look back at those days and I kind of get disgusted with my character. And that's why I put in the work that I do to be better, because I didn't like that version of me.
So do you feel like you've changed a lot now than you were?
Of course. Like, I feel like I'm in a lot of growth.
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would you tell your younger self?
That's a good question. Throw me an age. Just give me a random age, because it's different things I would tell different versions of my younger self.
13.
Okay, if I could tell my 13-year-old self something, it would be to
3 hours later.
get clear on what you want and continue to put yourself first. Don't let the people around you dim your light and scar you to the point where you don't even see yourself. Like, regardless of how people around you view you or project onto you, you're still a star, you're still talented, and you're still a child of God at the end of the day. So focus on that, know that you have that light, and continue to shine it regardless if people around you see it or not.
So do you think at the age of 13, people put you down?
Yeah, most definitely. I've dealt with, I feel like a lot in my life, because growing up, I had, my friends, they'll tell me I'm, arrogant, right? But it's not that I'm arrogant, it's just I know who I am, and I walk in that confidently. But the only reason they were calling me arrogant was because most of the people I had around me at the time were, had secret animosity, or they were mad that I had characteristics that they didn't. So they envied me on the slick, and they would feed me these negative things, tell me that my dreams are too big and I'm unrealistic and etc. And I'm not gonna lie, over time, hearing that so often, I started to believe it a little. But
I feel like what you just named, none of that is true, because you can always do what you put your mind to. But a question that I have is, how did that affect you?
How it would affect me exactly?
How they used to talk down on you and stuff like that.
Ooh, it made me. I personally feel like it slowed down my growth, but I'm not the type of person to blame things that I went through or circumstances on people. Because at the end of the day, I allowed it to slow me down. I allowed it to let it get to me. And it's just solely because I didn't see myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't know the things I know about self now. So I used to let stuff like that get to me because I used to care about people's opinions. I
feel like I always cared about what people had to say about me. So what's something that you cared about then that you don't care about now? That doesn't matter to you?
How I'm perceived. Honestly. But to get into a little more detail, a lot of people now, especially who have known me recently, they'll try to call me nonchalant or emotionless, but I'm actually one of the most emotional people. I feel very deeply, and I just got better at not letting people's opinions and perceptions of me change who I am. Like, cause like when you know who you are, it's not just like an appearance thing. It's like knowing who you are and walking it like confidently. And if you really truly wholeheartedly know who you are, nothing outside of you is going to change that. So people can have their opinions of me, because at the end of the day, they're not walking my shoes, so they don't know why I do the things that I do and say the things that I say. So some things are just not meant for everybody to understand. So like God knows my heart, and that's all I care about at the end of the day. So I could really care less if you want to paint me as a villain. I will happily play that villain in your life, because I know my heart is pure and God knows my heart. So
Okay,
yeah.
so let's backtrack. You said people don't know why you do the things that you do. So why do you do the things that you do?
I do the things I do because I want to be an example to show people that you don't have to be an a-hole. You know, you could be a decent person and like still thrive in life. You don't have to like try to fit in or be cool. Like, I don't know what to call it, but like, you don't have to fit society norms. Like, you can be yourself. Like, God made everybody, God gave everybody a specific personality. Like, he didn't make everybody uniform. So it's like, it's easier to be unapologetically yourself than trying to wear a mask and fit in. I don't really care about fitting in.
Have you ever tried to fit in?
Yeah, it was a fun time. Yeah, just a little backstory. Like, growing up in school, like, I wasn't like one of those like overly popular people. I would consider myself a popular loner. And I also like had friend groups with every friend group. So I was friends with the athletes, the geek squad. Like, I had different varieties of friends. So me, I wasn't like growing up, I wasn't the person people were like, oh, invite Jay here. Like, I want Jay to come. Like, I was just talking about this the other day. I used to like invite myself places. And then when I would get around these places, I would feel so left out, and it would be like I was a ghost, and I didn't like that feeling. And I only did that because I wanted to be included. Like, I wanted to be the quote-unquote it girl, right? But I don't know, learning like that and going through that, I don't like the feeling that comes with that. So that's just like the level of peace I have now, because I'm so comfortable in my solitude. I'd rather be by myself than to be around people in places that I'm not wanted. So yeah, I used to chase attention, but
And I definitely feel you on that, because I used to try to fit in too, and it's just like, this is not where I'm supposed to be at.
exactly, it's not your people.
At all. What does protecting your peace look like?
Walking away from situations I know that it's not good for me. Now, we're human. Sometimes you want to stay in things longer than you're supposed to because you want to make it work. But sometimes it's better to just accept and walk away. And it's easier said than done, but low-key, I kind of mastered that, which is why I'm like, this is the most isolated I ever been in life. Like, the least amount of friends I had, like, literally. And it's like most people, if they were in my shoes right now, they would be like lonely or sad, depressed. But like me, this is the most peace I had because I chose to walk away from those things that I outgrew, environments that I'm not supposed to be around, because I chose myself. So, yeah.
So, do you miss those things that you walked away from?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't miss the people, but I do miss like certain experiences. You know, sometimes like being young, you're doing certain things. Like, I missed I'm low-key a thrill seeker, so I like to get my adrenaline up, and sometimes I do reckless stuff just to do it, which is not smart, but it worked out for me.
I just really have this question, like, what's one decision that you're proud of that you made?
Getting closer to God.
I love to hear that.
Yeah. I always grew up in church. I was raised in church, but just a little long story short, I always loved going to church as a kid. I grew up in Baptist church, and I was always like a tomboy, right? But as I got older, when I got to middle school, it was kind of like clear that like I was gay. So my my dad's side of the family, they're really, really like Southern and traditional, so they don't really accept that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it went from me being able to choose to go to church, even though I chose to go because I actually liked it, but the option basically got took away from me, and it was mandatory because they thought that that was going to fix me, I guess, right? So at that point, like, I kind of stopped enjoying church a little bit because it was like I wasn't enjoying it authentically. It was like I had to be there, and then the reason on top of that, you know, it just kind of, it was a lot to accept because I was basically being disowned by my family. But after that experience, I low-key stopped going to church, and me not being in church didn't take me away from God. Like, I've always been a prayer warrior, and if anything, I started praying more and getting closer to God in other ways. And I found those ways through building my relationship with God, like, you know. So yeah, that experience in itself just pushed me closer to God, because I feel like my relationship with God is so authentic and so strong. I kind of have a low tolerance for people who think like my parents and my grandparents did, because I'm a living example of it. Like, I know for a fact my relationship with God is real, so you're not gonna tell me that God doesn't accept me just because of the way I choose to live my life, you know?
So how did it make you feel that they didn't accept how you were living your life?
I mean, I was really young, so it definitely messed with my mental health a lot. It caused me to distance myself from my family. I really feel like, because me and my dad's side of the family are no longer cool. Like, we don't speak at all. And I feel like that was kind of the start of it, was basically me coming out the closet. And yeah, you know, they're just traditional. So, like, a lot of the things that I do, the way I live my life, is just so, like, outside of the box to them. And they can't wrap their heads around it because my parents are older. Like, you know, a lot of people have younger parents, but my dad, he's like 60 something, so he's a boomer, like, he's old, like, so like you know, they're the way they grew up, the way things were back then, it's like, you know, their minds are wired differently.
What's one fear you're actively overcoming?
That's so funny. Fear I'm actively overcoming is the fear that I'm actively overcoming is to take a leap of faith and go after what I want.
How do you plan on taking that leap of faith?
How do I plan on taking that leap of faith? Doing what I'm scared of, like, just doing it, like, just saying, just putting the pride aside and just doing it instead of overthinking it and having anxiety.
What version of yourself are you leaving behind?
The version of me who puts myself in a box.
Why do you put yourself in, like, what is it that makes you put yourself in a box?
So, back to being around people who would dim my light and shoot my dreams down, I kind of got accustomed to that. So, lately, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I just realized that the way, like, I would go about certain things, like, I would purposely, like, basically, long story short, is I'm just not realizing that I have all the tools, potential, and everything I need to thrive and grow and accomplish the goals that I've set for self. But when the opportunity presents itself, I don't execute all the way because I'm so used to, like, being in a box. So it's like, it's kind of like a coming out of survival mode type thing. Like I'm just used to doing this certain pattern, and now that it's time to elevate and God has given me the opportunity, one, it's new to me, like it's my first time, so I don't necessarily know what to do, even though this is what I want, right? But excuse me, it's just like just removing the fear of being seen, per se, you know, because everything that I have now has always been in me. So I've always, like, really, I kind of like beat myself up for this a little too. Like, I really feel like I should already be where I want to be in life, respectfully. And it's because of the fact that I put myself in a box. Like, I feel like I could have done a lot better with the opportunities that I've had. And just shining my personality, because sometimes, like, I'm a lot reserved now. I wasn't always this way. I used to have like a crackhead personality, like literally. And no, seriously, like, but like over time, like people dimming my light, like I just toned it down more and more and more to the point where I'm just so reserved. And it's like I be reserved in the wrong moments. Like the times I should be extroverted and showcase my personality, I don't. And I feel like I just be missing out on a lot of opportunities and things just because of that.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and I thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a part of Love Me Society as well. And peace out.